A lot of guard help from X, but he was hurt, obviously. But getting Miles and K9 and guards that are that can handle the ball under pressure and facilitate and score at will whenever it's pretty great to have. Open up the floor a lot and also spaces it out, and it's going to be hard to double in certain situations and stuff like that. So it's good to have a lot of more guards, especially in Miles and K9, and we got Lil Gallo, so we got a wide range of guards that we can go to and rely on.
What's Miles like off the floor?
Great, energetic, outgoing, very outgoing actually, and he's what I like to say. I want to say like a leader type thing, always there for you. You know what I'm saying? It's that guy that's gonna pick you up, help you when you're struggling and stuff. He's gonna be that guy to be there for you and help you out, for sure.
Why did you ultimately return here?
Just the coaching staff. I mean, just building that bond the first 2 years, and that year I had to, when they were recruiting me, and it's just been around them so long, knowing their system, you know what I'm saying, and not wanting to relearn the system. So it's just a lot of stuff like that, and just being around them every single day. It's just like it was just the best option for me to stay.
What do you think you guys may play more small ball this year? What do you think that might look like?
It's going to be pretty interesting because we got a lot of guys that can fluctuate with different positions on the court. I could play a little five, stuff like that. So small ball, it will be interesting where we have like Mac or Goody at the four, stuff like that. So we've been looking at it on the court when we practice and stuff, like we do small ball bigs, double bigs and stuff like that. So we got a lot of like switching up with the lineups we're doing in practice. So it should be fun.
Well, you also said you think you guys are probably going to shoot more threes and shoot the three better this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, throughout this summer and now, I mean, everybody's constantly in the gym, whether it's not only just for the practice, but out of practice, everybody's getting up tons of shots, workouts, working on their game every single day, and it's not only just in practice, it's outside of practice, they're getting better. So I think everybody's extremely confident in their play and in their ability to shoot the ball too.
A number of NBA scouts told me that on Miles, his speed with the ball is something that really stands out.
Yeah.
You played against a lot of really quick guys. You now play in practice with him. Yeah. What does that stand out? And kind of give us a description of like how much?
Yeah, I mean, obviously seeing Miles is extremely fast. So, I mean, when the ball goes in the basket or we get it off a rebound, he's down there in 2 seconds. So you gotta keep up with his pace. So really being conditioned and being able to run with Miles, because he likes to run a lot, and that's what we're trying to do too, run. So when Miles has the ball and he's up ahead, you got to start running, because he's already going to lay the ball up on you, or you're not going to pass it to you. So you got to keep up with his pace. Yeah.
If you have a great year, give me 3, 4, 5 things you've done really well.
My great year is being able to pass out the double, not fouling as much. Limiting the fouling. Being a facilitator and dominating down low and shooting the 3-ball very well, very good, at a good pace.
You talk about, I mean, it's a simple question, but how do you get better at post passing? Like when you are in a control environment like practice?
Yeah, I mean, because it's kind of hard to work on double, especially if you don't know what double can come from, so you don't know really what passes you're looking at. But I feel like Coach Woodson does a good job when we know a team's posting where we know where it's coming from the middle, or it's coming from the slot, or they're coming from the big. So you kind of know or get a gist of where the double team's coming from. You just got to make the simple pass instead of trying to make the home run play all the time.
Is it more about, I guess, in that respect, reacting to the double than it is? Like you trust the teammate will be where they're supposed to be. You're reacting more to the double than you are to looking for a specific player.
It's more reacting to the double because when we're going over game plans, you know that they're supposed to be in certain spots when the double team occurs. So that's not the worry of where they're going to be. It's what the double team or how aggressive the double team is to get it out. But really, I think my biggest issue when I get double team is I try to make the home run play the majority of the time. It's just making the simple pass out or just getting it out your hands before the double team comes, so they, you know what I'm saying, so they won't so you won't have to be so aggressive towards it or try to split the double teams when you don't have to and just get those silly turnovers like that. It's just calming down, making a simple pass out, and then whether you want to repost back or set a ball screen or something, just don't try to be overly aggressive in the post where you're trying to make those dumb turnovers or throwing it over the top and tip passes or just stripping the ball out your hands when you're trying to make a move you're not over 2 or 3 people.
Coach Woodson also talked about kind of pushing you this summer to work against Luke, to work against McKenzie, be able to guard smaller guys. Again, maybe sort of a similar question, but what are kind of the keys for you when you're guarding a smaller player? What are you looking for? What are you trying to react to? How do you get better there, I guess?
With little guards, is definitely playing off of closeouts, you know what I'm saying? So when they're attacking you, when you're closing out, that's probably the hardest thing to do with a little guard because they're very quick. So you got to be able to withstand ground and to be able to show that you can contest shots without getting blown past. So that's probably the hardest way, especially dealing with Matt, where he can shoot the ball very well and he can attack off the dribble. So it's, you know what I'm saying? So you got to really be up the touch to where it's as he won't shoot the ball and to where he won't rip and drive. So that's probably one of the hardest things, just the attacking the closeout part when dealing with the smaller guards. But when I'm sitting in front of them, I can move my feet, you know what I'm saying, a reasonable amount to where they'll pass the ball out.
Malik, Coach was talking about this is one of the deepest and quickest teams that he's had since he's been here. How have you seen that on the floor?
Yes, I mean, I think we got 19 players now, so we got a field roster. I mean, our on the court thing is it's sped up now that we got more players, more energized, more competitive on the court because there's more players filling in and out. So the practices are way more competitive and way more stronger, and people are giving it their all in the practice court because they know it's going to be breaks because there's more people on the court and stuff like that.
Missing the tournament last year was the first time you missed a tournament under Woods in his tenure. I know that was a short time, but first time in a while. So how does that give you guys extra motivation, maybe a little chip on your shoulder to make sure you make it to the tournament this year?
Yeah, I mean, our ultimate goal is obviously to win the Big Ten, but to get to NCAA tournament too. I mean, having that down year in last year, it was very unfortunate because the year before that we were able to make it, so we're expecting the same thing. But that comes with taking it one step at a time, being level-headed and just going out there and giving it all every time you're on the court. So we don't give or have no regrets when we on the court and stuff like that.
Malik, how important is it for you? You said to have a good season, staying out of foul trouble. How important is it to you to stay on the floor in games?
I mean, it's super important, especially for my team. They've been emphasizing playing high minutes. So just being able to be the guy that they rely on and not foul and being able to stay on the court for my teammates and making an extreme impact on the court is extremely important because if I'm not on the court, dealing from last year experience, it was hard for us to do a lot of things on the court. So being able to not be in foul trouble and being on the court will help our team tremendously.
Have you been talking to guys like Trace or Khalil?
Yeah, I mean, I talk to Khalil all the time. I mean, I was just with him not too long ago, so, we still interact, talk all the time. I talked to Trace. He was just down here for like a week or so. So when I was playing with him, we were playing pickups and all that stuff, just talking to him throughout the pickups and stuff like that. And just, he was just telling me being smart with your what you do on the court because you're playing those high minutes, so you don't want to pick up silly fouls off of swipes or trying to plug the hole and you get those little dumb swipe fouls and stuff like that. Just knowing that you're super important when you're on the court, so just staying out of those dumb ticky-tack fouls is the most important thing.